Hello and welcome to the second episode of Pedz' Game Shack. Today I have a guest with me. It goes by the name of Yubellion.
Hello.
How are you, Yubellion?
Yeah, I'm good. Can't complain.
No, I'm glad. So, as you know, from listening to the first episode, because I assume you have, that we have a format of currently playing. Well, I think I said recently playing in the last episode, so recently playing, then news, then a game we play together. So, yeah, we'll start with what we're currently playing, and I'm wondering what you have been currently playing.
Well, I've come back from an 8-year hiatus on Pokemon.
8 years?
Started playing Shining Pearl. Yeah. The last one I played was Alpha Sapphire on the 3DS.
Wow, that is a long while, man. Any particular reason why you came back to the series?
Nostalgic for Gen 4 in particular. I remember really enjoying Sinnoh region and just the game in general.
No, that's fair enough, man. Didn't you? It's been obviously 8 years, and you have the nostalgia for that generation, so the remakes would be cool. But wouldn't you like to have gone with something like Arceus?
Definitely not. No.
How come?
Well, I'm not too keen on the newer mechanics, I guess, and I guess.
Fair enough. It's just like I was only wondering because obviously, for me, when I played Legends Arceus or Arceus or Arceus or Arceus, however you pronounce it, I really, really enjoyed the game. I thought it was like a really good step forward in the series. Like it needed to do something different. But I guess not playing the game for 8 years, you're not gonna see the small iterations done each time.
No, I've not really formed the same attachment to anything post Gen 4, really, to be honest.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So that's probably why.
So, did you play a lot of Pokemon before Generation 4? Did you play like Blue or Red or Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal?
Yes, so I started on Leaf Green on the GBA. That was my first, which in itself was a remake of Red and Blue.
Yeah.
Then I moved on to Sapphire, and after that was the Heart Gold, Soul Silver remakes, and then Alpha Sapphire for the nostalgia factor, Gen 4 of course, and now back to Gen 4 with Shining Pearl.
That's fair enough.
So anyways, would you be interested to hear about my current team?
Yeah, actually, I would really like to hear about your current team and how many times you've changed it, or have you stuck with the same team since, like, not the start, but early on.
I've gone with the same starter as I did before, which was Piplup.
Cool.
The water penguin type one.
Yeah, I know which one you're on about.
I've diversified my team from there. I've gone for Starapia.
Yeah.
I think it's pronounced. Recently caught a Scurapie, the poison scorpion type one. A Luxio.
Yeah.
Magby, which I caught in the Grand Underground.
Nice.
And a Driftloon. That's the setup so far.
So you got a few bases covered then for strengths and weaknesses?
Yep.
Nice.
Certainly have.
Have you mixed up your team at all then, or have you just, as soon as you've got them, stuck them in and stuck with them?
Well, when I played the original, I never went for a Starapia. Never caught a Magby. Uh, I think I went with a float seal to for some reason, maybe perhaps as a HM slave, which of course you don't have to do in this game anymore,
Yeah,
thankfully.
which is great.
Yep.
That's one thing that was always
First,
irritating, wasn't it? The fact that you
yeah,
had to waste a slot on a pointless Pokemon in like, well,
and
about
yeah,
7
and you
generations,
needed
6
that option.
generations.
Yeah, and Sinnoh was particularly egregious with it from memory.
Yeah, well, they kept adding, like in the first game, I think there was 5 HMs, then there was 6, then there was 7, then there was 25, then there was
Uh,
963.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They kept adding more and more, and it was just, they needed a way
yeah,
of
a
removing
new
them.
system definitely had to be implemented.
Yeah,
And I'm
the
glad
thing is,
they
they still
have.
got the same. They still got the same roadblocks and things. They still gated off the areas. They've just made it more enjoyable for you to play the game and not worry
Yeah,
about.
more convenient.
Yeah, exactly. Convenience is key. No one's going to complain about convenience
Mm,
unless you're a diehard like Red fan or
absolutely.
something, and you're like, no, it must be this way, and you can't move diagonally.
Ah,
That's one thing I always
I
found a
know. I
little
like moving
odd.
diagonally.
Um,
Yeah.
with Red and Blue, like they were on the Game Boy as well as Link's Awakening, and Link's Awakening you could move diagonally. I think.
Huh.
Sure, you could move like
I.
8 directions, but you can't in Red or Blue, which is surprising.
Huh. Yeah. No, I never knew that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. I might be completely wrong, to be honest, but I'm sure I'm
Yeah.
not, because it makes sense that in Link's Awakening you can move in multiple directions, because otherwise it'd be a bit awkward fighting bosses if you can only move on a fucking grid, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah. And speaking of Link's Awakening, I do wish the art style was reminiscent of that, the Link's Awakening remake. Uh, I know a lot of people weren't happy with the chibi style they chose with
yeah.
Shining Pearl, Brilliant Diamond, but I really like it. I'm not really a fan of the more realistic kind of uh, character character builds. They look, I don't know. What's the word I'm trying to think of? The proportions. Yeah, the proportions.
Yeah, it's very much anime style, isn't it now? Whereas before it kind of had that
Yeah,
look, but it was different, I guess,
yeah. I think
because
it's a
it's
lot
got a
more
more chibi
charming.
look. Yeah. No, I
Mm,
actually like the chibi style, but I do prefer the Link's Awakening remake visual, so that would have been cool to have.
yeah,
Like plastic toy look. When I
yeah,
spoke about it before, to me it's like a little play model that's being done, you know?
yeah. A diorama.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. How far into the game are you?
So I've just encountered the second gym. Haven't gone inside yet. Spent a lot of time in the Grand Underground last session. Got really sidetracked down there.
Catch a lot of Pokemon? Are you actually trying to get a lot of Pokemon, or are you just leveling up and moving on?
Well, I was leveling up and moving on, but then I discovered the Grand Underground and I really got into it.
Yeah, it's if I remember correctly, it's exploring underground as well as doing the not
Yeah,
mine. Yeah, like this mining and stuff like that you can do
yeah,
in there. I'm not
mining.
sure about anything. There's you can do
Yeah, finding different statues for your secret base.
yeah, I saw the secret base, and there's the secret base I was going to say as well, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Mm,
Some reason I had
yeah,
a brain fart then. I was trying to think secret underground, but base, but no.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
do
does.
have
Sounds like you're
fond
having fun with it,
memories
man.
of. Yeah, I have fond memories of the underground. from the original game, which I played in local multiplayer with one of my school friends.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's been great to revisit.
Yeah, I never like the only Pokemon game I did anything locally with friends with was Blue. Because me and one of my friends, he had red hair, blue, and we battled once, and that was it. But I don't think I've ever done anything like that since. It's been a long while.
That's a shame. Yeah.
Like
However, I would need somebody to trade a Magmar to evolve into Magmortar, if anyone's available on G Arcade.
Yeah, or anyone listening. But
Yes.
I don't think I have anything to trade. I'm not sure.
No, well, I'd.
Yeah, I think you trade the Magmar, then they trade it back. Yeah. But that's fair enough. I will say what I have been playing recently. Do you know what it is? It's Overcooked.
Ooh.
All you can eat edition. And Overcooked, if for those who don't know, it's a game where you cook things. And in this game where you cook things, you play it with people. So I've been playing it with the missus. We've been trying to get 3 stars on every level on Overcooked. Overcooked All You Can Eat does all of Overcooked, including the DLC. All of Overcooked 2, including the DLC. So we were trying to get 3 stars on everything, which we did, I think. But now we're going through it. They added 4-star mode. So you get 4 stars for the levels. We're in the middle of doing that. We've done... there's levels like 1, 1, 1, 2, when it goes up to 1, 6, 2, 6, or 4, something like that. But basically we're up to 5, 2 now. And getting 4 stars on some of these levels is goddamn tough. Have you played Overcooked at all?
No, I've seen people play it. Usually couples on Twitch, and it's one of those games that either strengthens relationships or creates a divide.
Yeah. Some people get very frustrated with their other halves playing the game. Me and the missus tend to have a good laugh, actually.
Which of those categories have you and your missus fallen into?
Yeah, we just have a laugh. Most of the time. Sometimes I get really annoyed, but I'm in the category of we just have fun. We don't get too frustrated. I sometimes like, fuck you, game, when I dive into lava by mistake or something, or accidentally drop my food into something and it disappears, and then I'm like, oh, great, gotta recook that, screwed up my 4-star rating, restart. Like a lot of the time, if we make a single mistake, I'll restart, and the missus is like, don't restart it. But I'm like, yeah, we made a mistake, we need to restart. But we probably don't sometimes. But I'm thinking, you make a mistake in some way, you need to restart just in case. Otherwise, we're going to do the whole thing, be a couple of points off, and then it's going to be like, oh, we got to start again anyway. So why not just start again right from the off?
Yeah. Just give it the old Gordon Ramsay.
Exactly. Set things on fire.
Yeah.
That actually happens if you let your food cook for... there's a bar that fills. When it's cooking, a green bar fills. And when it's full, it disappears and a check mark comes up on your food. It's done. If you leave it to continue cooking, it will then burn. You get time to do it. You'll have like a flash and exclamation mark beeping, and it'll get faster and faster, and then it'll eventually catch on fire. The fire then spreads through the kitchen on the units that are connected to it. So you could have a really bad fire in your kitchen. You then got to put it out with a fire extinguisher, which all takes up more of your time then, which is a pain in the backside.
Good Lord.
It is really good fun, though. I don't know what it is. It's really addictive. We've been playing it loads. Yeah. Like I said, we've done 3-star on everything, I think. If not everything, more or less everything. And we're now in the process of going through 4 stars. And we've done a fair whack of Overcooked 1's levels. It's a bit jarring when you play Overcooked 2 stuff for a while, because that's what we were doing last, was going through Overcooked 2 and the DLCs. There's a lot more Overcooked 2 DLC than there is 1. And you're able to throw raw food. So, like, sometimes you'll just, like, you'll chop up a onion, say, to chuck into some soup. You'll turn around and just chuck it into the pot instead of having to run to it. In your first game, you can't do that. So a lot of times I'll forget, try and chuck something, and waste time not being able to do it. And then shit, I've got to run over there. It's fun.
Right, but is that not a risk-reward type situation? Because if you miss...
Yeah, you have to run over and get rid of it.
Presumably.
Yeah, exactly. Or what can happen is you'll throw things over. Like sometimes that'll be like, right, there's 3 pots over there. I need to put tomatoes in this one, onions in this one, mushrooms in this one. Throw the tomatoes, perfect. Throw the onion, get 2 onions in there, and then the other onion lands in the tomato pot. Or tip it all out and start again. And then that slows it down, and you get more tips for the faster you get your orders out, which increases your score, which increases your star rating. And the longer it takes to get it out, obviously the lower the tip. But the orders can run out, and then if you miss an order, it'll deduct like £30 off you. I say pound, 30 coins. So you'll actually lose money for every order that you miss. So if you miss 3 orders, you'll lose $90. The tips also work in a way where if you get your orders out, but you do it in the order they come up, you get a bonus on your tip. So like it'll be ×1. So you'll get like a tip where it says 10 coins. The tip will be 10 coins. If the tip is 10 coins on ×2, you'll get 20 coins, and ×3 will be 30, ×4 will be 40. So it's always best to do it in order of the way they come up. It's really, really tricky, but it's really fun. I think if you got someone who is willing to play it with you, you really should play it.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, I would obviously need somebody living with me to give it a bash.
Not really, because Overcooked All You Can Eat Edition is all online. Every level is online, and you can play with up to 4 players. The score, I think, increases each player you add. So say you need 100 points for 1 player, it'll be 150 for 2, 200 for 3, and 250 for 4, something like that. I don't know the exact details of the scores, but it does increase with each player because obviously you can do things a lot faster with more people. So they up the score. So there you go. It's annoying. It's not annoying. It's really good fun, but sometimes it is frustrating.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't throw a controller or anything, but I'd probably swear a lot.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Sometimes, like, you're enjoying it, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you're getting very angry at it. And then, that's the thing, like, earlier on, I was playing it with my other half. I was playing it before we recorded this for about 2 hours. And 1 minute I'm going, fuck you, game! And the next minute, me and the missus will try and dash to do something. We'll bump into each other, knock each other into icy water, drown, and both piss ourselves laughing. Like literally seconds after, I'm just screaming at the game for getting on my nerves.
Yeah, that's the best way to take it.
Yeah, it's emotional roller coaster to say the least. Considering it's just cooking and getting orders out. It's not like some sort of Shakespearean play, but it's really good fun. Well, let's move on to some gaming news. I did name this section Top News, but I was looking around for some news and I couldn't really find much. And then you suggested Lollipop Chainsaw being remade.
Yeah.
So I had a look.
I do like. Yeah.
I had a look at Lollipop Chainsaw, and as you said, it's being remade. But I noticed that Suda51, James Gunn, and also Grasshopper, I think that's Suda51's company, I think, are not involved with the remake at all.
Oh.
So I don't know who is doing the remake.
Do we know who's behind it?
No, I have no idea. I'm not saying there's no information out there, but I didn't see anything. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what they kind of do with it. Like, are they going to tone it down? Are they going to change certain things? How much of a remaster or remake is it going to be? I don't think there's a lot of information out there. But it's interesting that games...
Other than a revised soundtrack, because some of the music licenses have expired.
Yeah.
And completely revamped graphics by the sounds of it.
Oh, right.
A whole new engine, perhaps.
If it's going that far, it's going to be a proper remake then, is it, more than a remaster?
Yeah. I mean, when I heard the news initially, I was really confused as to why this is getting remade. I can only think that it sold better than anyone realised.
Yeah, I never thought it did very well, to be honest. Like, I played it, but I rented the game, but I don't remember much of it, other than having a head for a friend. Something like that.
And and also the one achievement where you tilt the camera at a certain angle.
Right, yeah, I don't think I got that. I'd have to check, but I don't think I do,
that's the only reason I bought it. That's the only reason I bought it back in the day.
But so with this being remade, a question I put to you is, what game would you like to see remade? Not remaster, but fully remade from the ground up.
Oof.
If you want to take it a bit more, make it a little bit more limited, from the same generation, so 360 PS3 era. Which is also Wii.
Yeah, I think maybe Tomb Raider Underworld could be remade in the same vein of the recent Tomb Raider trilogy.
I never finished Tomb Raider Underworld, I'll be completely honest. I finished Anniversary. And Legends. I finished Legends, I finished Anniversary, and I really enjoyed them, but for some reason I played a bit of Underworld and just stopped playing it. I don't know why. So that being remade would actually be a good thing for me.
I mean, I say I want a remake only because I couldn't finish Underworld because of a game-breaking bug.
Oh, really?
And I couldn't be asked starting over.
Wow. That is shocking, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was that issue with it, but I can understand not wanting to start again.
It's never happened to me. Never happened to me with a game before or since.
I've never, got screwed over by a game bug that I can think of. Maybe I have, but I can't remember it. But I did have, Dead Space. I got to a save point with not a lot of ammo or anything, and then just after the save point, this tentacle thing grabs you and drags you along, and I didn't have enough ammo to get her off me, and stabbing it didn't work, and I couldn't go back because the way was blocked off, so I got stuck in an endless cycle of just getting yanked about.
Well, that's bad game design.
It is, but that's why I've never gone back to it. Anything else other than Tomb Raider?
Well, a year ago I would have said Max Payne, but we of course know those are getting remade.
Yeah, Remedy are remaking them, aren't they?
Yeah, those were pretty high on my list for a long while, ever since I played Max Payne 3, which was fantastic.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Max Payne 3 is very different to the Max Payne 1 and 2. And a lot of people say it's really bad in comparison to them. Not that it's a really bad game, but it's not like a great Max Payne game. Me, I've only played Max Payne, the original Max Payne, briefly. I had it on PS2. I probably still got it somewhere. It's just I played it a little bit and then just never carried on, because my problem with games a lot of time is I'll play for a bit and then a new game will come along or something, and I'll be like, right, I'm playing that now. I'll still play this game, and then I don't play that game because I've moved on, and so many unfinished games because of that. And my backlog is getting bigger as well. Ugh, just too many games, too little time.
Yep. Where have I heard that before?
Yeah, I see. I've asked you what you would like to see remade, but I honestly couldn't. I can't think of anything myself. I'm thinking back. One game, well, 2 games technically I would love to see remade are the Oracle games for the Game Boy Color. I know this not console games, but I would like home console.
Yeah.
But Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons are both really damn good. And I would like them to be remade in the same style as Link's Awakening on the Switch. That would be cool, and I would buy them.
I mean, we've got reason to suspect those are already in the pipeline somewhere.
Have we?
Oh, well, given the Link's Awakening remake, that's all I'm basing it on.
Fair enough. I wonder if they...
And also fan demand.
Yeah, that's true. Then again, people have been demanding F-Zero for about 50 years, and Nintendo still haven't given us a new one.
Yeah, well, you need to spend 40k to get that answered properly. But even then, their answer is pretty shit.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like when you've seen it, it's like, oh, we need a new kind of gimmicky kind of thing. And I can't help but think they don't need a gimmicky thing. Just make it and put it really good and put it online with decent servers, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, online, a track editor would be a big new feature they could introduce or expand upon.
Exactly. It's just
especially with the online infrastructure.
Yeah. I think that's one issue, though. It's we'd like to see these games come and be online with Nintendo, and then it's but we know online with Nintendo's not great. It's half-assed.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, their last attempt was in Nintendo Land. It was the last time they actually referenced the source of F-Zero as a racing type game.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about that with the little track you do, the Tiny Mute City bit. Yeah, I think it was Mute City.
That's as close as they've ever gotten in the past however many years. And it was just a mini game. Yeah.
I wonder why, obviously it doesn't do enough money, but they could do it as a smaller, cheaper title. And I think they might
Switch
get away with it.
Yeah, make it exclusive to Switch Online members, perhaps.
Definitely something they could do. I don't know. It is obviously a lot of issues that people like us don't know about, but it would be cool to see a new game in the F-Zero series. Thinking about Star Fox, I'd like to see come back.
No, I'm not fussed about Star Fox myself. I've
No,
never played any of the games.
I was playing a game the other day on stream called X Zodiac, and that is very,
Yes.
very Star Foxy. Lilac Wars, Star Fox 64 vibes you get from it. It's very similar to the kind of Space
Bit
Harrier-ish
of
too.
Contra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that really scratches that Star Fox itch, to be honest. I wasn't very good at it. I died a lot, and I was never very good at the Star Fox games. But they genuinely quite fun. Like, I played it, and one of the things like I was reading about it is like it is inspired by Star Fox and Space Harrier and Panzer Dragoon and Reds and that kind of game. But I really did have a lot of fun. It was very enjoyable.
And that was on Game Pass?
No, it was a key I got for specifically the stream.
Oh, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, whereas, like, I'm just thinking if Nintendo was to. If they were to make a Star Fox game, but instead of it being with some kind of gimmick again, like the way you control the Wii U game with the Star Fox Zero with the gamepad.
Yes.
Like if they just remove that kind of thing and just give you a straight up fun Star Fox game, I think people would be well into that.
And I think with that unconventional control method they used in the previous game, they ironically restricted themselves in terms of how they could design the levels and whatnot.
Yeah, so possibly, or they just shoehorn the controls in for fuck the levels.
Perhaps, yeah. But I do think Nintendo shoot themselves in the foot quite often when it comes to gimmicks.
Nintendo do really well games and make good games and stuff, but they also they kind of block themselves from doing certain things because of the way they how best to put it? It's like they block themselves from making like really cool games and stuff simply because they think, hey, we need this like magic freaking idea that people will latch onto. And like Nintendo of the past never really had this massive gimmick. Like the F-Zero games, for example, they were just F-Zero games. There was not like this special gimmick to them. The F-Zero to F-Zero X to F-Zero GX. While they visually different and they have some different things about it, there's no like real big gimmick other than they just good games. Same with like many other of the titles. They are, iterations of previous games. There's no like this needs a gimmick. And I think the thought process since the Wii has been it needs a unique angle is probably the wrong way of looking at it. Like, even if they, like I said, if they wanted to release games cheaper so they'd sell a bit more maybe, then maybe do a lower budget game. They don't seem to be doing lower budget games at the moment.
I do believe they've been slowly coming out of that phase with the Switch, and even more so the past few years, just focusing on not so much prioritizing unique, but rather working on improving the foundation of what makes certain experiences so good.
Yeah.
In the first place, Metroid Dread is a prime example.
Yeah, and Metroid Dread was a really good bloody game. And what was it, like 19 years since the last Metroid? I know there's been Metroid Primes, but I mean Metroid, not Metroid Prime. So, and there was other but like proper 2D, Metroid 5, follow-up from Metroid 4. It's been a long time. So it's nice that they decided to bring things back. It's funny because we were supposed to be talking about remakes and stuff, and we've completely gone in a different direction. I'm not complaining. Oh, the dog have farted. I'm not complaining.
No. Oh.
But, it's I'm not complaining. I'm complaining about the dog. I'm not complaining about Nintendo bringing back some missed franchises, and supposedly we're going to get a Metroid Prime with autoplay.
Yeah, which I don't think Prime 4 will implement any gimmicks either. I firmly believe that's being made solely for fans of Primes 1 and 2,
Yeah,
and to a slightly lesser extent 3, because that was obviously more linear.
it was quite a bit, if memory serves. It has been a long time since I played them. Quite a long time indeed. I think I played Metro Prime 3 on release and I have not replayed it. But I rarely replay games. There are a couple of games that I do replay, but generally speaking, I don't tend to replay games a lot.
No. Yeah.
But that's just me, Theo.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on then to the final section of the podcast. Journey. I recently played it myself. Specifically because, well, actually I was streaming it, but we decided that it would be a good game to discuss on the podcast. So you, having not played it before, I believe, played it today.
Today, yes. Literally a few hours ago. Yep. And it was an experience. Surprisingly emotional, in a sense. I had a few people. I encountered a few other players along the way, and I think what was most crucial was that there was somebody that I encountered somebody during the Blizzard segment. I think that was crucial for that type of experience. That particular moment.
Yeah, I had people pop up throughout. Unfortunately, when I got to the Blizzard area, there was no one there. I was with someone, and then all of a sudden they just sat down and never moved, so I just went on my own. But
right, that player might have wanted the trophy for sitting down and praying next to another player for 20 seconds.
Oh.
So you fucked them out of an achievement.
Oh, well, that's their fault for, being a douche. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. I didn't know there were achievements for that. I think I got one, sorry, not achievement, trophy. I think I got one trophy.
I only got 2 myself.
Yeah, I think I got one. Maybe I got 2, but I think I got one. And I don't know what it was for, to be honest with you. I played through the game and I found some of the hidden stuff, but not all of it. I only looked at the trophies after the game, but I didn't really look at them in depth, which is why I like even
Right.
only now did I know about the trophy for praying next to a player.
Yeah.
Even though I've looked at the trophy list briefly.
Yeah, I mean that's probably why I will go back to it just to sweep up all of the trophies. But other than that, it was something I'm happy to have experienced.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the game. I've I played it for the first time last week. I think it was something like that, and
Yes, it was.
I was surprised to find people still playing the game. Genuinely, I did not think people would be playing it now. It's been around for like 60 years. Like, who's playing 60-year-old games? You know?
I wasn't expecting to find anyone either, but they were there, or they could have been AI. Who knows?
I don't think you can have AI, which is pretty surprising. like I remember reading a post on G Arcade. I think it was Orange Raccoon. He was playing Journey, and he was like, "Yeah, the AI partner in this game was actually really good." And people were like, "Ha ha ha ha! Shall we tell him, guys? Shall we tell him?" And they're like, "Nah, the people you encounter are people, other players." So, and it's surprising because you play through the game and do things with other players. Like, if you don't know you're doing it with other players, there's no communication between you, and yet you're both kind of cooperating or just like experiencing the journey together.
The fact there is no conventional communication actually makes the game's own sense of communication stronger feature. It's all the better for it.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, when I was working with people, one thing they would do is, like, regularly is press circle near you. Like, you do something and they press circle near you, and it's like their way of saying, like, cool, oh, good, well done, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that was my train of thought as well.
Just a simple little thing. I think the big thing in the game is kind of, it feels kind of solitary and lonesome for the quite a bit, but then when you have this other person come along and like be doing the same thing as you in conjunction with what you're doing, I don't know, it brings like some sort of like solidarity between people.
The initial isolation makes you want to reach out to those other players more.
Yeah.
As the journey progresses.
Like, I knew that in that game, if you come across people, they are people. I think it would have been a lot more interesting to find out afterwards, because it would have been like, oh, those people, those other people were actual people. You know what I mean? It would be would be a good surprise, you know, because most of the time when you play online with people, they're dicks. But in Journey, they don't seem to be.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. The other day, literally Wednesday, me and Cumberdanes, who was on the podcast last week, played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Online, he opened the game up so anyone could join. Twice, at least, we had someone come in, stand on the far edge of the screen, and just do taunts. And then another person literally disappeared for like 10 minutes. Even to this day, people are dickheads when it comes to playing online, unfortunately. And Journey kind of spits in the face of it, you know? It's like, no, in this game, people actually encourage each other to venture into exploring the areas and moving forward with your journey.
Absolutely. You know? And that's why I say it was that Blizzard chapter was perhaps the most crucial time to have encountered another player, because you do seem to rely on each other quite a lot through that, or at least that's how it seems.
I unfortunately missed out on that experience. I had to suffer on my lonesome. Yeah, it was just me. I was unhappy being alone. Like I said, if that person was just trying to get a trophy, then I apologize to that person, though I will never know who you are. But I would like. I definitely think I might play through it again because it's so short. It's literally like what, 2 hours, something like that.
Yeah, I spent about 2.5.
One thing that annoyed me is you have like the ability to float, kind of like jump and glide
Yes.
a bit. I got my scarf, which the longer you scarf, the more you can kind of glide. I got that quite long. It was a nice big
Yeah.
long scarf. And what happened was there's this thing in the game that you see that can remove scarf. Not all of it, but it does
Yes.
decrease it by a lot. That happened to me twice, and I was well annoyed because I had a smaller scarf than what I started with, it looked like.
Yeah.
Probably not that small,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that was seeing those, I don't know what they're called. Those,
things.
it looks like they're made of stone, but that was really surprisingly ominous at the point in which at which they were introduced.
Yeah.
Because before that, I believe, was the set piece where you're sliding down this really velvety-esque canyon, and it's all so whimsical for a time.
Yeah. Yeah. It, I was playing, when I was playing, I was like, this looks amazing. Like, because it did. It genuinely really looked really, really bloody cool.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly, it looked bloody
It's
cool.
majestic.
Yeah, that is the right word. It was majestic. So you go from this really lush, majestic kind of set piece and then you end up in this little cave area or something, and then all of a sudden there's these things seemingly hunting you down for no apparent reason, and it's like there's no fail state or anything that I'm aware of, but it does seem like you said, ominous.
Mm.
At the end of the day, Journey's a really good game.
Yeah, and it's very reminiscent of Abzu, which I also played earlier this year.
I haven't played Abzu, but I hear that it
It's
does
very
Journey
similar.
very good, but under the water instead of on sand.
Yeah, and playing through Journey, I could definitely sense the DNA of Abzu. It was all there. I guess the foundation of where Abzu came from conceptually, and
Yeah,
of course visually.
Abzu is on my to-do list. I think I have it, but
Yeah.
just getting around
It's
to it. Like I had
remarkably
Journey on
similar.
the PlayStation 3 and I played it for like 5 minutes, went, I don't fancy playing this right now, and then knocked it off. And then
Right.
I literally, the furthest I got was probably like when you start the game, you climb up a sand dune. I think I got to the top of the sand dune, and I just wasn't in the right mood for it, And
Yeah.
then coming to it now, where I was like, I fancy a nice short game. What can I play? Ooh, I'll play Journey. So I did, and it turns out it was a right call because the game is very. I wouldn't say it's very fun. Not a fun game for the most part. Like sand surfing around places is fun, but like the game isn't like a fun game in that sense. It's more
Yeah.
of an experience than there is a game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Abzu is quite a bit more game-like. There's a lot more to it.
That's cool. Yeah, I definitely need to get around to Abzu. With Abzu, is that a short game as well, or is it a longer game?
I'd say it's about 3 to 4 hour. No, well, No, actually, it's about the same length, but I just personally found myself replaying through certain areas more than I feel inclined to do with Journey.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of Abzu, it looks really nice, but like I haven't played it, so I can't say much about it. Whereas obviously Journey I did
Thoroughly
play
recommend it.
recently, so I get the game. It's funny because like I've played Flow and I've played Flower and I was just not into them. Journey I've played and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. And like Flower is meant to be the same kind of thing as Journey, in that it's kind of that whimsical fucking just floating around.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously Journey has the same kind of thing but with reversal.
Yeah, whimsical sums it up. Really memorable experiences that you maybe just play once, but look back fondly upon in reminiscence.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, to be honest with you, all I can really think is you know, if you haven't played Journey, then you should give it a go. Don't just play it for like 5 minutes and be like, play through it. It's a short game. If you've got like 2 hours spare, 2.5 hours spare, just play through the game. I think you'll enjoy it, and if you don't enjoy it, at least you could play for like a while to get into it, because like it is very interesting and definitely worth checking out.
If you play more than 20 minutes, you'll uncover some sense of a narrative.
Yeah.
Besides the objective being getting to the top of the mountain, and I think the curiosity of what awaits you at the very top is, for me, compelling enough not to drop it. But I can't say the same for anybody else.
Yeah, it was interesting actually exploring and like seeing these little cutscenes and things, because there are little cutscenes in there that pop up to put a bit of context behind what's going on. But it's not like overly in depth about anything, but what it gives you context wise is all you really need.
Yeah, certainly. Although I think that the developers of these games, I would like to see them lean more heavily into the narrative with their next project, whatever that may be.
I have no idea. I honestly couldn't tell you what they are working on. I don't even know if they are working on anything or if they've made anything since. They could have done.
Yeah, that's a point, actually.
I don't know, though. Might have done. That game company made it, I think. Santa Monica Studios.
Yeah, that's the one.
But I have no idea what games they've actually made. The fourth game was called Sky, Children of Light, and was released on iOS in 2019 and Android in 2020, and it was released on Switch in June last year. So it is on the Switch. I don't know what the game is. I don't know anything about it, but it's probably in similar vein to Journey or Flower, something.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I think it being an iOS Switch release is probably why I've never heard of it. It's probably also why it never really entered the news cycle like Abzu and Journey before it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
And it's on the Switch. If you've got a Switch, you can have a look. Called Sky, Journey of Light. You could always check the trailer. So there you go. With that, I think it's time we end. but we will be back in the next episode. I will be back. I have someone lined up for next episode as well. But for now, I would like to thank Yubellion for taking part in enjoying a chat with me about video games that we all love. Everyone loves a video game. Even people who say they don't like it, they really do. They just play them on their phones and make out that they don't like games.
Yeah, iOS shit.
So yeah, that's going to be us. Thank you for listening to the Pedz's Game Shack podcast. If you would like to check out my blog, it's pedsgameshack.com, or if you'd like to check out my streams, it's twitch.tv/Pedz, P3DZ there. Yubellion, you got anything you want to plug?
Just my YouTube channel, which goes by the same name, Yubellion. Currently uploading a series of Smash Ultimate music compilations. Go check it out.
And with that, we will say goodbye. Well, bye-bye.
All right, bye.